Hello, this is the topic respiration in plant. It is for class 11 students. I'm taking it from ncert book. You can also refer it. Okay, here let's start. I'm going to discuss about the glycolysis. Glycolysis is, you can say it occurs in the presence of oxygen and also in absence of oxygen, but mostly it occurs in absence of oxygen. Okay, glycolysis not necessarily need oxygen for the continuation of this process. Okay, glycolysis means breaking down of sugar or glucose. Here I have written during the process. Give me a second, please. First, during the process of respiration, oxygen is utilized. Carbon dioxide, water, energy are released as products. The combustion reaction require oxygen. Okay, for this reaction, oxygen is required. Some cells live where oxygen may or may not available. Several organisms adapted to anaerobic condition. At that time, they liberate energy by the process of glycolysis. Okay, some of these organisms are facultative anaerobes. Facultative means they can live both in presence and absence of oxygen. Okay, and while in others the requirement of anaerobic condition is obligate, that is they cannot live in the presence of oxygen. That's why they are called obligate anaerobes. Okay, here, in many cases, all living organisms retain the enzymatic machinery to partially oxidize glucose without the help of oxygen. Okay, this breakdown of glucose to pyruvic acid is called glycolysis. So, end product of glycolysis is equal to pyruvic acid and 2 ATP. Okay, yeah. And glycolysis comes from two Greek words, that is glykos means sugar or glucose, lysis means splitting. Okay, let's move to the next slide. Glycolysis is also referred as EMP pathway. Okay, glycolysis is also referred as EMP pathway. In anaerobic organism, it is the only process of respiration. In anaerobic organism, they liberate or break down the glucose in the process of glycolysis. That's why it does not require oxygen for continuation of the process. Okay, glycolysis occurs in cytoplasm of the cell and is present in all living organisms. Where glycolysis occurs, that is in the cytoplasm, and it is one kind of anaerobic respiration, but you can say it's a facultative kind of respiration because it can continue in the presence or absence of oxygen and occurs in the cell cytoplasm. In this process, glucose undergoes partial oxidation to form two molecules of pyruvic acid. Anaerobic oxidation liberates very less amount of energy due to incomplete or partial oxidation of glucose, and glycolysis is one of the such kind. Okay, here this is the steps of glycolysis starting from glucose, and end product is here pyruvic acid. Okay, 1 minute, I'm just writing the steps here. This is one, this is second step, this is third step, this is fourth, this is fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, 9, this one is 10. Okay, give me a minute. 10, and this one is acetyl coenzyme when pyruvic acid get oxidized. Okay, oxidized, and it is not that much necessary. Okay, here glucose is broken down here in the first step and form glucose 6 phosphate. Okay, this one, and here ATP is utilized. They consume energy in the presence of enzyme hexokinase, produces ADP and hydrogen ion and form glucose 6-phosphate. And in the third step, it for glucose 6-phosphate in the presence of enzyme phosphoglucoisomerase form fructose 6-phosphate. Again, this fructose 6-phosphate consumes energy, that is ATP, forms ADP plus hydrogen ion, and it generates fructose 1,6-bisphosphate. And in the fifth step, in the presence of aldolase enzyme, glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate forms, and it is a bidirectional reaction. And again, in the sixth step, it liberates 2 molecules of 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate. And in the seventh step, it produces, in the presence of enzyme phosphoglycerate kinase, 2-phosphoglycerate. Okay. In the eighth step, 2-phosphoglycerate again form, and in the seventh step 3-phosphoglycerate, and in the eighth step it is 2-phosphoglycerate, and in the ninth step it forms 2-phosphopyruvate. Okay, and in the from 2-phosphopyruvate in the presence of pyruvate kinase form 2-pyruvate. Okay, along with ATP. Okay, 2 molecules of ATP. This is all about the steps of glycolysis. Glycolysis involves 10 steps where glucose forms 2-pyruvate and 2-ATP. Pyruvic acid is the key product of glycolysis. Okay, pyruvic acid is the end product. There are 3 major ways in which different cells handle pyruvic acid. After liberation of pyruvic acid, again the aerobic respiration continues, and it use the pyruvic acid in a 3 way produced by glycolysis. How these 3 ways? One is form lactic acid by fermentation, alcoholic fermentation, and aerobic respiration. In anaerobic respiration, they use pyruvic acid to form alcohol and lactic acid in the form of lactic acid fermentation and alcoholic fermentation respectively. And again it undergoes aerobic respiration. Okay. Thank you for watching. I think you got it. Bye.